Disney is getting ready to take on some big transformations, and we gotta talk about them. Let's play hooky and explore what's coming up. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Sorry Orlando and Anaheim, but we're not visiting the USA Disney parks for today's video. We're heading to Disneyland Paris, Hong Kong Disney, Shanghai Disneyland, and the Disney Cruise Line, and Tokyo Disneyland to see what our Imagineer friends are working on in different parts of the world right now, because there are incredible lands being revealed this year and next year. Now, even if you don't have any upcoming Disney trips planned to any of these parks or experiences, this video can still help you to get a glimpse into the future of all Disney parks, including the America-based ones too, because if this level of Imagineering exists, then Disney could very well bring it to the USA parks. We're seeing it all the time. So let's first talk about that Frozen Takeover of the world, basically. Anna and Elsa have been keeping busy. New Frozen-inspired areas are in the works for Walt Disney Studios Park in Paris, Hong Kong Disneyland, and Tokyo Disney Sea. Depending on where you go, the names and attractions of these new areas will vary, but all of these expansions will immerse guests in the Kingdom of Arendelle, while also making sure that Elsa's ice castle towers over the Norwegian-style village setting. Hong Kong Disney recently gave us a sneak peek of their Frozen Ever After ride, which is very similar to the one you can find in the Norway Pavilion at Epcot currently, except that these new audio animatronics have been taken to a whole new level. Just seeing Elsa sing Let It Go is enough to give you chills, and that's not because of the cold. It's partially awesome and partially freaking me out. More than likely, we're going to see versions of this ride also pop up in Disneyland Paris and Tokyo Disney Sea as well, but we'll learn more about the exact details for these parks as they get closer and closer to their big Frozen debuts. What we do know is that the Elsa animatronic will be popping up in Tokyo Disney Sea too. We've also seen the concept art for boat ride vehicles for Tokyo Disney Sea, which definitely feel like Frozen Ever After at its finest. Since Hong Kong Disney will be one of the first parks to open their Arendelle gates, debuting during the second half of 2023, we've heard even more of what to expect in their world of Frozen, like a second ride called Wandering Oaken's Sliding Sleighs, which Disney describes as a first-of-its-kind family-friendly coaster. Along with two new rides, Hong Kong's World of Frozen will have a playhouse in the woods, new quick-service dining, and several places to shop for all sorts of Frozen-inspired merchandise. Walt Disney Studios Park in Paris also has their new Kingdom of Arendelle well underway, set to open in late 2023 too, while Tokyo Disney Sea's Frozen expansion is going to take a little longer, opening in spring 2024. And I really want to go to it, by the way. Anybody with me who wants to go to Tokyo? Okay, but why is Tokyo Disney Sea's Frozen expansion taking more time than the other two parks? Well, because it's part of an even bigger project currently underway. Let's talk about Fantasy Springs. Tokyo Disney Sea is working on not just a Frozen expansion, but a Peter Pan and Tangled expansion too. Fantasy Springs will become Tokyo Disney Sea's 8th port, leading you into the immersive realms of Arendelle, Neverland, and Rapunzel's Forest. So that's right, Magic Kingdom, Tokyo's adding more than a bathroom to represent our friend with the magical glowing hair. Along with her scaling tower, Blondie's area is also going to feature a new restaurant. Oh, Tangled restaurant. That sounds so amazing. And dreamlike pathways illuminated by lamps and lanterns, of course, to give the area that soft floating lights glow once the sun goes down. So like the bathroom, but better. This area will also feature a new dark ride where guests will board a gondola and join Punzi and Flynn on a trip to the Lantern Festival for the best day ever. Excuse me while I book a plane ticket. Meanwhile, in Neverland, we're seeing not just one, but two new attractions on the way. The first attraction will send you on a rescue mission to save Wendy's brother, John, from the sharp-handled clutches of Captain Hook and his dastardly crew, while the second attraction is going to shrink you down to the size of a fairy and let you join Tinkerbell and crew through the world of Pixie Hollow. And don't forget to grab some grub at the new Neverland restaurant, which will be themed around the Lost Boys hideout. Then, of course, you got the Frozen Kingdom we've already got you all hyped up about, which will have a new ride, new shops, and a new restaurant located inside Arendelle Castle. I'm dying. This is going to be amazing. But wait, there's more. Along with this major park expansion, Fantasy Springs will also have a new deluxe hotel inside the park next to all of these new locations. That way, even at the end of your day here, you don't have to leave. Not really. This resort will not only bring 475 more rooms for guests, but will have 2 additional restaurants and another gift shop, because you can never have too many of those, especially in Tokyo. They have the most amazing merchandise ever. Oh my goodness. Y'all, all these restaurants, we gotta go. We gotta go. All right, but where's all the Shanghai Disneyland love? Well, don't you worry. That's what this point is all about. Shanghai Disneyland is bringing the city of Zootopia to life as their 8th theme land. And the closer it gets to opening for guests, the more we're learning about just how advanced that technology is going to be that's going to help pull this whole thing off. So please let me know in the comments if you are as excited about Zootopia as Disney apparently is, because they are super jazzed about it. So we've seen the development of those audio animatronics for a 3-meter tall audio animatronic polar bear from Tundra Town, the totally chill and yoga-obsessed Yaks, and Officer Clawhauser, who's going to greet guests at the Zootopia Police Department, aka the new family attraction that'll have you boarding a police car and partnering up with Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde on their latest adventure. From how Imagineers have been describing this ride, we expect it to be the same vein as Rise of the Resistance in Hollywood Studios and Disneyland, or like Remy's Ratatouille adventure in Epcot in Disneyland Paris. So it's going to be trackless, the chase will feel high speed, but still more than likely be good for all ages. It'll also take you around physical and screen-based sets to help bring the story to life. And during this year's South by Southwest conference in Austin, we got to see some brand new robotic technology that looks an awful lot like Judy Hopps from Zootopia. This tiny robot can climb out of a box, fall down, get back up, and move around on roller skates. So it's very likely we might be seeing her pop up in this new land once it opens later this year. Well, maybe not very likely. This is innovative technology, y'all, so it's probably not going to be ready for prime time for a few years, and it may just be sort of an indicator of what's to come, but we'll see. Maybe Judy will be hanging out in Zootopia. But animatronics aren't the only things Disney's been playing around with for this new land. We also saw Disney experimenting with animal puppets at the D23 convention last year, so perhaps we'll see these little critters peeking out at us every now and then through the city's building windows as we're strolling Zootopia's additional gift shops and restaurants and entertainment. Now here's the interesting thing about this new area. We may very well see a similar, if not identical, land appear in Disney's Animal Kingdom in the distant future. During last year's D23 convention, Josh D'Amaro, the chairman of the Disney Parks Experiences and Products, let us in on some of the blue sky projects that Disney's been mulling over, right? One of which talked about the potential of a Zootopia area either replacing or expanding from the current Dinoland USA in Animal Kingdom. Now, blue sky projects aren't guaranteed for the parks. They're more of an idea that the Imagineers have all seriously considered, meaning they're more than just something Disney's been daydreaming about, but not yet a set-in-stone reality. However, the fact that the Zootopia technology and development does exist in another Disney park does lend itself to a possible future somewhere else. You know how they like to carbon copy these things, right? But we'll make sure to keep you updated on what the future is going to look like over here in the States, one way or another. All right, so you thought we were done talking about Tangled? I will never stop talking about Tangled, which is why it's exciting to see Rapunzel and Flynn, Eugene, getting yet another area of their own, aside from a bathroom, over in Walt Disney Studios Park in Paris. I know, I was excited too. What you're going to find throughout the remainder of this video is that Disneyland Paris is about to experience a whirlwind of new additions in honor of the park's 30th anniversary celebration. This is taking place now and will run until September 30th, 2023. The Tangled Garden area being added to the park may not be as extensive as what you're going to find at Tokyo Disney Sea, but it will feature a new Tangled attraction that all ages are going to be able to enjoy. We don't know much about this ride yet, but what we do know is that the Tangled Garden in general will branch off from an entirely new promenade section that'll help expand the limited offerings currently available at this park. Other areas will include a Toy Story garden, an English garden featuring characters like Peter Pan, and a fancy table service restaurant with sweeping views across the lake. When these new areas are going to open is still yet to be determined, but we'll let you know when we hear more. But let's stick around Disneyland Paris for a little bit longer, Kay, because there's so much more we need to fill you in on. And that includes a brand new stage show coming to Walt Disney Studios Park. This new show is going to be called Pixar, We Belong Together, and will bring us all together through the power of song and friendship to enjoy a fresh performance on the Studio Theater stage. Again, things are pretty elusive when it comes to this Paris Park edition, but we do know two things. One, we're going to see the cast of Monsters, Inc. singing and dancing and walking through multicolored doors, which we've seen concept art for. And two, the show is set to premiere sometime this summer, so it won't be long now. All right, new rides, new shows, new gardens. What's next for Paris? How about new meet and greets? Disneyland Paris has been all about the Marvel Cinematic Universe lately. They've got their new Marvel drone show, Avengers Power of the Night, running until May 8th. They've got their own Avengers campus in Walt Disney Studios Park, with 2 MCU additions like the high-speed Avengers Assemble Flight Force and Spider-Man Web Adventures like you'll find in Disney California Adventure. They even have an entire hotel, Disney Hotel New York, The Art of Marvel, based around the MCU, featuring 350 pieces of superhero artwork. But now Paris is about to introduce yet another member to their growing Avengers campus realm, and if you've kept up with all the D23 announcements this year, this might look a little bit familiar to you. The Hulk is back, my friends, and he's traveling to Europe this time. For a brief period, the Hulk swung by Disney California Adventure to meet and greet with guests after making his really big debut at the 2022 D23 convention. But this time, Anaheim was short-lived for now. Disney hasn't done with him yet, though. During the South by Southwest convention, where Robo Judy Hopps skated and tumbled around on stage, Josh D'Amaro announced that Hulk was returning to the parks, but this time in Disneyland Paris, meaning Hulk better be brushing up on his French, like right now. Toot sweet. No timeline was announced for when the Hulk is going to show up in Walt Disney Studios Park, but we're assuming it'll be during the 30th anniversary timeframe. In the meantime, guests in Paris can still meet other heroes like Star-Lord and Spider-Man and Black Panther and Captain Marvel, are basically very similar characters to whom you'd find in Disney California Adventure's version of Avengers Campus. What else you got for us, Paris? How about major hotel renovations? In 2024, the Disneyland Hotel in Paris will reopen and invite guests to come stay in their royal rooms, inspired by stories of Frozen, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Tangled, and Beauty and the Beast. Although the Disneyland Hotel is currently closed while these major updates are being made, Disneyland Paris guests can still book a room at the other Disney-owned hotels, including the Art of Marvel, Disney's Sequoia Lodge, influenced by the movie Bambi, Disney Hotel Cheyenne with Woody's Roundup Gang vibes, Disney's Hotel Santa Fe with Pixar Cars inspiration, Disney Davy Crockett Ranch, which reminds me a lot of the cabins at Disney's Fort Wilderness, and Disney Newport Bay Club, which reminds me a lot of Disney World's Yacht and Beach Club resorts. And speaking of Disney World resorts, there are tons of renovations and changes going on with Disney's Orlando-based hotels too. If you want to learn more about those, then make sure to check out our big hotel changes coming to Disney World video right after this. So let's take a break from all the Disneyland Paris news for some big Disney Cruise Line announcements. Disney's been working on its new private island, Lighthouse Point, for a few years now, but recently we learned that this island of Eleuthera in the Bahamas will open to guests for the first time in the summer of 2024. The island has been created in close collaboration with local artists and advisors to help really create an authentic sense of Bahamian culture. According to Disney, when guests arrive at Lighthouse Point, they'll find distinctive, sweeping architecture in bright saturated hues inspired by nature. Some of the buildings are designed to look like shells along the shore, but as you look closer, you'll find these buildings are also decorated with native flora and fauna artwork of the pageantry and history of Junkanoo parades. And here's something really cool about this place. At least 90% of the island's electricity needs will actually be met by an on-site solar array, so bring on the sunbeams. On the island, you'll be able to meet some of your favorite characters, splash around in an interactive family water play area, learn more about the Bahamian culture through special programs and local artists, and walk along the white sandy beaches, including an adults-only beachside too, much like you'll find at Disney's first private island, Castaway Cay. There'll also be a kids-only club on the island for those ages 3 to 12, where kiddos will be able to play under the supervision of Disney Cruise Line counselors. There are so many other offerings you're going to be able to find on this island, but the main thing you need to take away is that you're not just going to be immersed in entertainment here. You're going to be immersed in culture. But Disney Cruise Line isn't finished yet. Disney Cruise Line and Singapore Tourism Board have also recently announced that for the first time, Disney's going to begin cruise vacations to Southeast Asia, which will be the home port of their 7th launched ship to be. This 7th ship, which remains nameless for now, any guesses? Please let me know in the comments, will start setting sail sometime in 2025. But let's not skip over the 6th DCL ship coming in 2024. The Disney Treasure will be inspired by the grandeur and mystery of a gilded palace and draws influences from Asia, Africa, and even Aladdin's Agrabah. The Disney Treasure's signature sculpture will feature 3 beloved characters from Aladdin, including Aladdin himself, Jasmine, and the ever-faithful Magic Carpet. For the time being, the newest Disney cruise you can jump aboard now continues to be the Disney Wish, which opened for the first time ever in July 2022. To learn more about all the insider tips and tricks of the Disney Wish, be sure to check out our Secrets of Disney Cruise Line's gigantic new mega ship when you get the chance. Oh, and also watch the We Ate Everything on the Disney Wish, because it took me a really long time to write that and I talked a whole lot in it. Probably really boring, but I hope not, and it's a lot of food. And we're back to Paris because we can't stay away and they're doing a lot of stuff there. Much like the West Coast has Downtown Disney and the East Coast has Disney Springs, Disneyland Paris has a shopping district too called Disney Village. Now, Disney Village is in the midst of a multi-year transformation, which will bring new dining, updated store facades, more entertainment, enhanced walkways, whatever that means, and more places to sit and relax and unwind, whether you're visiting during the day or after a full day in the parks. One new restaurant location we know is currently in the works is the French brasserie Rosalie, which will take over the current Cafe Mickey restaurant. Rosalie will be a 2-story table service location with a modernized dining room setting and a menu with rotating fresh flavors. Again, this is all Disney speak. The restaurant will also have a quick service option with bakery-inspired options like, okay, I'm going to try to say this. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. Viennoiseries? Okay, help me out. Pastries, sandwiches, and salads. Those I can say. Rosalie is set to open sometime in 2023. Apparently, new dining seems to be all the rage for Disney's shopping districts because Downtown Disney is also getting some new additions, including Porto's Bakery and Din Tai Fung. The Mediterranean-inspired Catal restaurant and its outdoor bar Uva Bar and Cafe recently closed their doors in Downtown Disney to start making way for another new set of restaurants. Paseo and Centrico will be an upscale Mexican dining experience with a menu created by chef Carlos Gaitan, who, fun fact, was actually the first ever Mexican-born chef to earn a Michelin star for his restaurant Mexique. Meanwhile, Disney Springs is getting ready to open Summer House on the Lake later in 2023. We actually got to eat at the already existing Summer House on the Lake set in Chicago, so if you want to read an early review of what to expect from this restaurant when it arrives in Disney World, I'll link that review down in the description below for you. Now, one more time for the kids in the back, Paris. The Disneyland Paris news just keeps keeping on. Recently, and I mean so recent that we had to add it into the script right before production, we learned that the Mexican-themed restaurant in Frontierland, Fuente del Oro, within Disneyland Paris is going to be reimagined into Casa de Coco, Restaurante de Familia. The new restaurant will feature Miguel's passion for music and love for his family. Yep, a Coco-themed restaurant. But that's not the only restaurant at Disneyland Paris that's getting an update. Pizzeria Bella Notte, yes, inspired by Lady and the Tramp, will be getting a new room inspired by the Pixar movie Luca. But there's even more! I feel like I'm selling knives on TV. Walt Disney Studios is also reimagining Toon Plaza into an immersive experience paying tribute to Pixar films. The space will feature a new raised backdrop featuring Ember and Wade from the upcoming original feature film Disney and Pixar's Elemental. And I don't know that we're even going to recognize Disneyland Paris after all these changes. Guess the new Toontown renovations over in California are going to have some friendly competition. It'll be exciting to see how the recent changes in Disneyland's Toontown over in Anaheim, what with their addition of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, brand new Centennial Park, and other rethemed areas that take on a more interactive spin, will compare to the Toon Plaza changes going on over in Paris. Now, it may be a bit before this reimagined ride is ready for guests, but it's worth talking about now. Tokyo Disneyland recently announced that Space Mountain and its surrounding area in Tokyo Disneyland will close in 2024 to make way for a new Tomorrowland Plaza. The refurbishment will keep many of the aspects that guests know and love about Space Mountain, but according to Disney, the new version of the ride is going to have enhanced performance and immersive special effects. Okay, but what's happening with the entire plaza? According to Disney, the plaza surrounding Space Mountain will be refreshed to express the connection between Earth and the universe, representing an image of a future where humans are in harmony with nature. Oh, that sounds really zen and cool. This update will add more spaces for guests to rest and relax during their busy park day, while also featuring a world of light and soundscapes in the evenings. Also sounds cool. But don't be looking forward to this one anytime soon, y'all. Updates on the ride and plaza won't be completed till 2027, so it sounds like this place is going to be closed for 3 years. So you've got plenty of time to dream about it. In the meantime, Magic Kingdom has definitely been busy with their new Tomorrowland additions. Now you not only get to ride high-speed Tron Light Cycle Run, which is an exact copy of the one you're going to find in Shanghai Disneyland, but you can also grab a quick bite to eat over at Energy Bites, and you can create a personalized Tron action figure through the Tron Identity program for the low price of like $89. It's wild to think about just how many projects Disney's really been up to lately, but hopefully this video helps you see the big picture. Imagineers are constantly up to something, even though we're kind of annoyed that we're not getting any super cool stuff in Disney World. Not that the Moana attraction is not super cool. I'm very, very excited about it because I'm just gonna go zen out the whole time. But whether Disney's newest park additions are happening in the States or across the water, we'll be here to fill you in on the latest and greatest, while also giving you the advice you're searching for to pull off an epic Disney trip. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon, hopefully in Tokyo.